Hey, yo, what up, everybody? It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m., and it's your favorite place to go stop in and listen to some guys talk about bare knuckle fighting. It's the Mike and Mish show. What up there, Mikey?
Yo, what is up? What is up, Kyle? What is up, everybody? We are back.
We are back. Welcome, everybody. I see a bunch of people already in the comment section, which is cool, and I hope you're all watching on YouTube tonight. I shared the post over there to the abyss known as Facebook, and I urged everybody to come on over to YouTube tonight because we got 3 guests. And we're going to be talking to Ruben Warr, who's going to be headlining the upcoming BKFC Fight Night Los Angeles, which is happening in Long Beach. Then we're going to talk to 2 other guys that are also on the card. Danasabe, Mohammed, Papa Midnight will be on. And then we're going to wrap up the show with Dan Godoy, straight out of Canada. Everybody loves him. He's 0-1, but it was an exciting 5-round fight with him, and he's bouncing right back in there. So we got an awesome show, Mike.
Yeah, we do have an awesome show. We got like War, man. That guy is off the charts exciting.
Yeah, he's a busy boy, that guy.
He definitely is. You know, he's got it's funny when we met him, you know, we heard his story, we liked it. Since we saw him, right? This is going to be the 4th time that he's fighting, right? We were just talking about this before the show started, and he started off, no one really knew who he was, right? Now, I don't know if there's anybody in BKFC that doesn't know who he is. Yeah, he went from Albuquerque to Knucklemania 4. And then he headlined a card and got one of the fastest knockouts in the history of BKFC.
6 seconds.
Like an insane knockout, too, at that. Like, definitely contender of knockout of the year.
Oh yeah, dude, he starched him, and yeah,
I probably watched it 20 times earlier.
Absolutely, and it was crazy. He jumped up on the ropes, which every BKFC employee loves when they jump up on those ropes. Especially Big Ben, Big Ben in the comment section. I know he loves that shit.
Oh my God.
But in 9 months, like you just said, we talked to him back in Albuquerque, and we're going to talk to him again and catch up with him. But just to give everybody a little background on him, he had the incident with the shooting, and he had the bad breakup with his girlfriend. But since March, this is 4 times in 9 months that this dude has fought. And I guess it's easy to do that when you're knocking people out in the first round. And knocking people out in 6 seconds. He did go the distance with Angel Core, and he was on the losing end of that one, but it got turned to a no contest. We never got the actual clarification on why, but everybody can make their assumptions and figure things out. We truly didn't get a explanation on any of that. So
no,
he went from having an L, but he's 3-0 right now. Looking to move to 4-0. I know 2-0 with a no contest. So he's looking to move to 3-0 in 4 months, in 4 fights. It's pretty fucking awesome.
It's not like that fight was it's not like Angel Core ran away with that fight, is what I want to say.
No way.
It was like razor thin. So pretty much could have went either way. It was turned into no contest. We just act like it didn't happen. I mean, it's really
it's so weird. Yeah, just pretend it didn't happen.
It is weird. It is weird. But
wild.
Yeah, man. So we had a crazy card just the other day. Oh yeah.
Oh hey, did you notice anything different about me? I broke my glasses. I broke my glasses, and the glasses that I had been wearing were my backup pair. So I broke my backup pair to my regular glasses. So now I am glasses free, and I had to go to the store and order some new ones. So I will not have prescription glasses I ordered them on Saturday. So probably another 8 more days before I get my fucking new glasses. So
oh man, you didn't glue them together?
No. I could try it. I could try it at work tomorrow. I do. I feel like I'm squinty and glossy-eyed all the time. Like I may be dabbling in some things that we're not supposed to, but it just turns out I'm blind.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about your blindness.
So what we're going to do, we're going to talk to these three guys, but I think we could sprinkle in this past weekend's event into conversations with all three of these fighters because I'm sure our first fighter of the night here has something to say about a few of the fighters on the card because, Ruben has never won for a loss of words. He was in the waiting room just a second ago. He fell off. He'll be right back. But I think we should talk a little bit about a boxing match coming up this Friday night and the return of the GOAT on Saturday. I know that it's not BKFC, but the return of John Jones on Saturday. This is also something we should discuss throughout the show tonight. What do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah. We also have tomorrow night too, guys. So make sure you're tuned in tomorrow night. Let's not shove everything into tonight. We have three guests to speak to.
That's right. As soon as Ruben gets back on there, we will talk to him. Do you guys know what Mike was doing yesterday when I talked to him on the phone? I will tell you because you don't know. Putting up his Christmas tree. His Christmas tree.
Correct.
How'd it come out, Mike? How come you're not sitting in front of the Hallmark background tonight?
Well, that Christmas tree is up and fluffed, but that's the second Christmas tree that I sit in front of. We have, to be exact, we have 4 Christmas trees in this house. There's one here downstairs. We have one, the main one up in the living room, one in the family room, the one that I sit in front of during holiday season. And we have one in each one of the kids' rooms too. But they're
okay. You got
probably
a little mini ones?
Tall. They're about 3 feet tall, and they're in the corner, and they have their own stuff on them,
That is fantastic.
And that was Steph's way of making it so the kids don't put too much bullshit ornaments on the nice tree that everybody sees. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your own tree. You can put all the random shit you want on those trees.
Does the tree in the living room have like color coordinated shit and all that stuff on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the kids' rooms have the shit that they made at school and whatnot.
Pretty much. There's a couple of things.
And then you have the Hallmark background for the show.
Yeah. I got we do like the navy blue or dark blue and white and silver down here, and upstairs it's the green, red, and silver, I think, up there. Yeah.
Well, people in the comment section are dying to see that Christmas background again this year, Mike. Joe Ivy especially.
Sure they are.
So
yeah,
hey, we got a guest
probably next week.
Let's shout out a sponsor real quick, and then we'll bring our first guest of the evening on. Our first sponsor is go ahead, Dan Mike.
Hey, Dynamic Life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Do it now.
Damn right. Do it now.
Do
that. You could do that off to the side while you're listening to the show, and we'll hit up our other sponsors a little later in the show. Mike, what do you say we bring on Ruben Warr?
Yeah, I say we shall, and we shall right now.
The scratch. The bell. Round number 1.
Well, isn't this a surprise?
He fell
literally off. Second I added him, he fell off. Like literally, I hit the button and he was going. It was almost like an eject button. I swear.
That shit is funny because I was looking at something over here, and I thought I was going to look back and see the three of us on here.
No, I'm going to bring them in here. Hold on. We should watch the whole thing again. Now, here we go. Well, let's just bring them in. Let's add them. There we go. I was like
Ruben,
hitting the button to add you, and boom, you were gone. Can you hear us?
Oh, boy. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Sorry, my iPad died.
There we go.
There he is. Ruben Warr. What is going on,
What's up,
man?
guys?
I feel like we have talked to you a lot this year. We met you this year.
Yeah.
But this is the fourth time that we're
interviewing. It's been a busy
you.
year.
Absolutely, you freaking maniac. We talked about it right before we brought you on. 4 fights in 9 months now, 2 main events for you. You went from debuting.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, you having an issue hearing us? You might want to back out and then come back in again.
Can you hear me? Is that better?
Can you hear us? That's the important part.
Yeah. I can hear you
Okay,
guys.
we got to have a back and forth conversation. We can hear you all night, but if you can't hear us, we're fucked.
Yeah. How you guys doing, man?
We're great.
Doing
What I'm saying, dude, what a whirlwind your life has been in the last 9 months, right? Debuting.
It's crazy.
Fucking nuts. Like, you got to be, how you doing right now?
I'm good, bro. I'm in the best shape of my life. Have not put the off button at all. I've been training harder and harder every day. Went to Vista, California. Left my kids, left my work, left everything. Went to this boxing gym in Vista, AZ Fitness, Boxing and Fitness, and been training every day. I feel like I have my cuts to my Mike Tyson. I have the best Cuban coach. He's a world champion boxing coach, and we live together. We eat together. We train together. It's been a blessing, man.
2 main events in a row. The first time when you got the phone call a couple months ago and they said, we want you to main event a card out in California, you must have been on top of the world right there. But then you're super pumped. You're going out there, you're fighting in front of that Cali crowd. And 6 seconds later, it's over. And that dude is absolutely in rigor mortis on the fucking floor. Talk us through that. Talk us through that moment, because it must have been such a buildup for you to actually headline an event just two fights after making your debut, and then like in a blink of an eye, it's over.
Yeah, I didn't know I was main event until they posted it. I don't really look at the contract. I just see the opponent's name and I sign it. So I honestly, I didn't even know that I was main event until they posted it. Once I found out that I was main event, I was like, all right, so I got to show them that I'm that guy, I don't want to be like these other fighters coming in main event and not really putting out for the people. I wanted to show them that I'm different, and so I knew Robbie was going to come in forward. We trained that combo every day. I still train that combo every day. So it was my bread and butter, and he just walked right into it.
Go ahead, Mike.
I can't hear him.
Can you?
Yeah, I can hear him fine.
For a second. Totally lost him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've been hearing you the whole time. Mike, Can you hear him now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but I lost you for a couple of seconds.
Okay, so
like when the camera went out, lost it.
Oh, my bad, dude. So like I said, I don't really look at my contract. Like I just see the opponent and I just sign it. Main event, not main event, it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna go in there and do my thing,
Hey man, as much as I appreciate the savageness of that, I hope somebody's reading the contract. If it's not you, I hope somebody is, so they can get you the best deal.
I trust my manager. I trust my people. They know me. It's not even. It's not about main event. It's not about the money. It's I want to go in there and just kill everybody. I've been through.
It's
a
funny
lot,
you say
bro.
that. It's funny you say that, because somebody in the comment section gave you a new nickname, and I know where they're going with that. They called you Ruben the Angel Killer Warr. You know what that's about.
Yeah. He disappeared, bro. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, nobody knows. We haven't heard anything from him, so I wonder. Yeah. But like you say that the main event, you don't care about the main event. And that's great, because you're just a pure fighter. But you do know that if you keep starching people in the main event of cards, you're getting more and more put into the spotlight, and you are going to be thrust into the conversation of like big fights to come, right?
Yeah. So that's kind of the reason why told myself before I fought Robbie, I knew that I had to really showcase my skill, and I knew that I had to do something that no one was doing, and so no one was able to put Robbie out the way I did. Um, but it honestly, I felt like it didn't really get me where I wanted to be, you know. So I got to do it again, and this fight is this fight is it for me. You know, this fight's supposed to change my family's life, supposed to change my life. So I have been training the hardest I've ever trained in my entire life. At 36, I feel the best I've ever felt in my entire career. So. I'm ready mentally, I'm ready physically, spiritually. I've been more involved with God in my life just because I have so much anger in me, I've been seeking God, kind of understanding my purpose in life, and I feel like this is my purpose. My purpose is to go out there and destroy everybody, and I'm gonna train so hard to make sure I make that happen. And so, next week, don't blink.
When you say that it didn't get you to where you wanted to be, are you saying that you wanted a different opponent, or you? What do you mean by that? Are you happy with your opponent that you have
Oh,
in
I
front
don't
of you
care.
on the
The
23rd?
opponent doesn't matter to me. It's whoever, bro. Like I said from
Okay.
day one, I told BKFC line them up. That's not what I mean. Where it get me where I want to be. I thought I was gonna, doing what I did with Robbie. I thought that was gonna get me out of the hood and get me in a better position with my life. And it didn't. So, um, this fight is going to, I feel like it's going to get me there. So I have not been taking this fight lightly at all. I've actually trained harder than I trained for Robbie's fight. So um, uh, to me, this is everything. All the pain, everything that I've been through, all the ups and downs of my life, it's all going to end. November 23rd, and I'm going to leave it all out there on the line.
Okay. So yeah, I was thinking the same way Kyle was, that you were talking about personal life, not actually
Yeah.
like the fighter and
No.
the ranking it on
No,
itself. I
man.
get it.
I don't care about that crap. I
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
A number's a number to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I fight for a belt next, I fight for a belt next. If I don't, I don't. If I get a number 5, I get a number 5. To me, is whoever, bro. I don't really care now. I do want to fight Kai though, so we'll see. You know
We're
that
going to
that'll
talk
be
about that. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about that in a second. I do want to, but we do want to touch on your opponent coming up, Bovar. You've
yeah.
seen his fights with Freddie Masabo. He's a fucking tough dude. He can go in there and bang, and he's got to be the kind of opponent that gets you excited, because he's not going to be a boring fight for you, right?
No, I think Bovar. He's been in a lot of fights, bare knuckle. Um, he's been in the game for quite some time, so he's very experienced. Um, obviously he's coming up. He's normally fighting 45, so he's coming up to 55. So I'm gonna show him that there's a difference, man. We got different power at 55. So if he wants to think he could take hits from me, that's his problem. So we'll see what's up. But I'm gonna be ready with everything he throws, everything he thinks he's gonna throw. I'll be ready for it. So I'm not really tripping on him. You know.
Do do you put on a lot of size between fights? Not that you really even have time to, because you've been so busy, but do you normally put on, like, do you walk around 175, 180? Are you
180.
that big? 180, and you
Mhm.
cut to 155?
Mhm. Yeah. So when I walked out to my fight against Robbie, I was 172.
So I wonder what Bovar's walk around weight is, because you do make a good point there. Coming up in weight, that never really fares well. I mean, it does for some, but for the most part, the people that go up, they find out quick what the power difference is between
Yeah,
those two
man.
divisions.
I feel like my power is the power for like a 70-pounder. Um, I hit really hard, and I throw with everything that I got. With Angel Core, I made a little bit of mistake. I try to show off a little bit more than try to knock him out. and I clearly thought that, going in there 3 weeks notice, the dude's 3-0. I wanted to embarrass him and show him that he's not even anything. The dude couldn't even hit me. So then when I saw that California, wanted to rob me with that decision, I said, you know what? I even told Nate Shook, I'm never going to let it go to the decision again. The next guy you give me, I'm going to kill. They gave me Robbie. I killed Robbie in 3 seconds. So, then now they give me Bovar. So he's the next, he's the next target.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a volume versus power event on the 23rd. You being the power and him trying to throw as many punches as he possibly can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he can throw anything he wants, but as soon as I connect, he's gonna think twice. So, we'll see what's up. I'm dropping heavyweights right now. So,
how wild was that night after that? When you did that, you land that knockout, you look over, you see Dave Feldman standing there, you get up on the ropes, you fucking screaming out, people are pointing, taking pictures, videos, everything. After that, how was that night after that?
Honestly, I was pissed off, bro. I didn't even
Were you?
Yeah, because I felt like they robbed me of my time. 6 seconds, that's bullshit. And I feel like I don't know if California got a thing against me or what, but they robbed me in Angel Corps. They robbed me on my time with Robbie, and it's like, and Dan Murgliata's been in the game for quite some time, dude. The dude was not getting up. Why would you even count?
That's what I didn't get.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you counting, bro?
That was
and like they went from the cleanest, fastest knockout in combat sports history to now number 3, and I'm not okay with number 3. So, I was bad. It ate me alive. My mom kept telling me to relax. It's okay. We had steak. We went to that steakhouse in Pachanga, and I just couldn't even be happy. Just because I have a sickness, man. I got to be the best at everything that I do. I got to be number 1 at everything that I do. So, hearing you're number 3, I'm not satisfied with that. So I was at the gym training my ass off that Monday when I came back.
Also, you did put in a camp for that, right? Like, did you get a decent amount of camp time for Robbie?
I mean, I stay in camp, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So,
stay in camp. I don't stop training hard. I push myself every single day. I'm training multiple times a day, so I stay ready, bro. I don't really have a fight camp because I stay active like that every day. All
right. Well, so before we ask you about Kai, and then we'll wrap up with you, you don't see you and Bovar going too long? Is that what I'm getting out of you?
No, I'm finishing him in the first round.
All right. So everybody better pay attention to that. You've seen what he's done in his short time here. Let me ask you a question before I ask you about this past weekend, and then we're going to let you go. You fought 4 times in the last 9 months. How many times have you been banned from social media?
Too many.
You get a little wild on there, Ruben.
It's not fair though. These people bark at me, talk all this crap, and I'll tell them to suck my nuts, and then I get banned.
Well, it's what we call the pussification of America, and it's been going on for years.
It don't make no sense to me, bro. It's like, hold up. It's okay for these people threatening me, threatening to kill my daughter, threatening to rape my daughter, but I can't tell these people to suck my nuts, and then I get banned?
Why? Like, jeez, man.
How does that make sense?
Social media is a fucking dirty,
it's a cesspool is what it is.
Cesspool is what it is.
Well,
we're on it. We're on it for our.
Some of these fighters, bro, they got a lot of fucking balls, dude, to come at me and say some of the shit they say, and especially like Cameron Van Camp, him, his brother, his chick, they all been talking trash to me since I fought Coca. They've been tagging me, talking shit, and then when I knocked out Robbie, I'm like, yo, bro, like keep running your fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like you're below me. You'll never be on my level. You never will do what I've done in this sport. So if you really want to get the smoke, bro, I'll come to your fucking gym. You're only 2 hours away from me. Me and my homies will slide up. What's up? Like, I'm not going to keep letting you disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? And then they take that shit and then they run to the fucking internet. And then then his girlfriend goes on Twitter telling them to leave fake Google reviews on my work outside of BKFC. So then
You got real beef with them.
Yeah, so then I have all these fucking people leaving fake Google reviews on my actual job, trying to get me fired from my job, and that's how I support my family. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, so y'all want to play like that, right? So then I'm like, so then I ignore it, and then I tell BKFC, y'all need to do something about this shit, or I will. And y'all don't like it when I do it, because I don't do it professional. I'm from the hood, bro. We don't do it that way. I'll show up. Me and homies will show up. They ain't gonna like what happens, right? And then they go and make fake Instagram accounts and talk about raping my daughter and killing my daughter, bro. And then that's where I drew the line. You feel me? And I had to tell Chris Lytle, bro, you better control your boy before he gets killed. I'm not playing. And when I knock Bovar out, I'm gonna tell David Feldman, you better fire Cameron. I will never fight for BKFC ever again. Real
so
talk.
I mean, you guys got some real beef going on right now.
That's
There'd be no
bullshit,
chance
bro.
you guys meet up in the ring and square it up.
Why? What I need a fight Cam for?
I don't think it's more of like that you would have to, and maybe you would want to. That's what I figured.
I'm not gonna. Here's the thing. I'm not afraid of the motherfucker at all. As a matter of fact, I would knock Cam out in the first round. He sucks. He's boring. But I'm not going to be the reason why this man gets even paid. Fuck that. That's how low I think this man is. I am not going to be the reason that man gets paid. I'm not going to put food on that man's table because I think that man's a bitch. And same with Kai. And Kai talking about he was going to smack me? Nah, bro. Nah. It's so crazy, bro. These fighters, Kai, El Gallo, all these fighters, when it comes to like face to face, oh hey brother, how you doing? Super nice to me, always polite, always had nice things to say, right? But when it comes to keyboard, it's always shit talking, all this fucking bullshit, bro. And then Kai, like I tell Kai, bro, you say you good, bro, you're not gonna smack me. Who the fuck you think you talk? Your girlfriend's built bigger than you. Like, who are you gonna smack? I know for a fact you ain't gonna fucking smack me. So why would you even say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna disrespect me as a man, bro. I don't do that. And I have a big problem with that, bro. So if Kai wants to get it, he can get it. But all this 155 king, 155 this, 155 that, and then you fight for the belt, and then you go on national TV and tell him, I'm not ready for 55. He literally said that after his fight with Rivera. I'm not ready for 55. Then he's posting, oh, I want to fight for the belt. He's just a paper fucking champ, bro. That's all he cares about is the spotlight and getting belts. I want a legacy. I want to let people know I fought everybody, anyone, anytime, anywhere, any place, bro.
Would you go to 145? Would you go to 145?
No, he can come up to 55. Fuck that.
Okay. I'm just wondering.
But he's talking about 55 king. I'm the 155 king. So you got to disrespect everybody in that roster, right? You got to disrespect everybody in that roster when you never even fought 55. That's how I see it. So it's like a big fuck you to me because I fight 55. You feel me? And so I'm like, yo, bro, what? You're the king at 55. You never even fought at 55. But if you want that smoke, what's up with it, bro? Man. You don't want that smoke, bro. I promise you don't want. He barely could beat a crackhead, El Gallo, an ex-crackhead. Like, you like, bro, I am not these guys that you fight. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to talk trash to me like I'm a nobody just because you've been in BKFC longer. Well, bro, I've been in BKFC for 9 months and I'm already almost above you. So keep it up.
Ruben,
keep running that fucking mouth.
You've got some, you know what? You've got some future here in BKFC. I'll tell you. There's a couple of fights coming up. I can see the build-ups happening already. They've started here.
I'm going to kill Bovar. I'm going to demolish this man. Okay, I promise you, I'm going to eat this man alive. Okay, and BKFC's gonna have no other choice but to give me that title shot because that title belongs in America, bro. Not in fucking Spain. It belongs in America. You know what I'm saying? BKFC is an American organization. Correct?
Yes,
you're bringing it back.
You're bringing it back. Taking it back.
Needs to be back in America. Tony Soto failed. He needs to stick to skateboarding. He's better at skateboarding than fighting. So, America sent its gangster, come get that motherfucker because I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Ruben. We got,
man.
We got
love your
wrap it
energy.
up.
I think you just set up 4 fights right here. On
I
the
swear
show.
to God, I like Anthony Camacho says, this man is a promoter for sure. You got a lot of fire in you, my man, and I don't think you're going to be happy until you have it all. So, and like Mike just said, I think you may have just set up about 5 or 6 future fights for yourself on this show. We appreciate your time, dude. We're excited to see you back in there for the 4th time in 9 months. I really like it. I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm like almost shocked that we're already seeing you back in there for the 4th time since we met you. Best of luck to you on November 23rd against Bovar. He's a very tough dude, and you're super confident about finishing him early. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, brother.
And before we let you go, any final words? I mean, you just said a lot, so any final words? Go ahead.
First, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I want to thank my kids for being patient with me. I want to thank my gym, Triumph Combat in Louisville, and I want to thank my gym in AZ Boxing Fitness out here in Vista. I'm just ready to showcase my skill, man. It's my time. I feel like I deserve it. I earned it. I worked hard for it. You know, I came from the tryouts, man. I went from the tryouts to where I am now. You know, I put in the work. So, you know, I deserve it. So anybody that has anything negative to say about me, they could suck my fucking nuts because they ain't put the work I did. So it is what it is.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all, man.
We'll talk to you soon. Mike, you got anything else for Ruben?
Nah, man, I'm looking forward to your fight. You already know it.
Yes,
I
sir.
can't wait.
Yes, sir.
You know, we've been to 2 of them. We got to see one recently. I wish we were going to go to this one, but I'll be definitely watching, man. Take care. Have good training.
Take care, guys.
And till the next time, man.
Yes, sir.
Take it
yes,
easy.
sir.
We'll be right back after this.
The Rasha is a true scalar plasma energy technology with the most advanced base 12 frequency collection that protects, enhances, and harmonizes the autonomic nervous system. This can help a soldier, athlete, or animal improve their training, endurance, recovery time, and overall performance while achieving the ultimate victory-winning mindset called consciousness coherence. Once in this state of consciousness coherence, a soldier or an athlete is able to advance his target focus to a level where it is completely in the now present moment with relaxation and stress release. The Rasha is where science meets consciousness.
There it is. Make sure you get over to @Rasha Elite on Instagram and check them out. What's going on? Danasabe, Mohammed. Tell me if I just said your first name wrong. I might have did it the last time as well.
Oh, no, you're good. It's Danasabe.
Danasabe, Mohammed. Yeah. Papa Midnight, you are
Papa
back.
Midnight.
Welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm good. Good. I'm glad to be on the show.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you back. Dude, you're back in action again. 3rd time, man. BKFC.
Yeah, 3rd time. Trying to get the fights in, you know, as much as possible. I don't like missing an opportunity, you know, no matter what's going on. Because I feel like when I was younger in my career, I wanted to pick and choose and wait because it wasn't the right time or something happened and came up and didn't get enough time to train. But it's you know, I'm a fighter. I was born to fight. This is what I do. So if you're not ready to get in there, then you might as well not be fighting. You know what I'm saying?
And we just got done talking to Ruben. By the way, you were listening to that conversation with Ruben. What do you think about the fire in that freaking kid?
Oh, dude, he seems real exciting. I want to see him fight just after listening to him go into it. I could tell that he brings the fight, and he's very, very passionate. So
Absolutely.
usually a
Well,
passionate fighter is a tough fighter.
we met
Did you
him
see?
back in March, and we met him back in March, and we learned about his passion then, right, Mike?
Oh, yes, we certainly did. I was going to say your opponent, right? Your upcoming opponent fought on the same card that Ruben headlined back in Pachanga and got the
Hmm.
knockout against Robbie Peralta. I don't know if you saw that knockout. We played it
Yeah.
earlier. It was like a 3-second knockout. Basically, it was counted as 6 seconds. And part of why he was going off, I think he set himself off by saying he got 6 seconds instead of 3 seconds because the ref started counting. So he's still mad about that.
Oh, yeah.
It
You
is
never
He's
what it
all
is.
fired up.
you never know what's going to happen in there, and the calls are never your choice. It's always somebody
Absolutely.
else's, right?
Right.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
so here you are, just like so Ruben is fighting for the 4th time this year. You're fighting for the 3rd time this year. You guys, this sport, they will allow you to stay extremely active if you want to be ready and available to fight. And you are stepping in there for the 3rd time in the calendar year here. I wanted to ask you, because you come from a long MMA background. You obviously like the sport because this is the 3rd time you're doing it this year.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about coming over from MMA and taking the gloves off and now stepping in there twice already, going in there a 3rd time. Tell me the differences that you're noticing, and what are you liking about the sport?
It's totally different. It's the rule set's different, the skill set's different. You have to you retrain yourself on your distance and ways to block, and even the grappling in it is different because of not having the glove. And then if you're just training boxing, and then you kind of get separated from that because you think that you have these gloves on, but you don't. Like you can grab a wrist, you can grab a half tie plum, you can mix it up a lot more than you can in traditional boxing. And then it is very different than regular MMA. So I really do like it, and I really am excited to showcase everything that I've been working on. My last fight, I got rhabdo the month before it, so I was in the hospital for like 5 days. My kidneys were shutting down, and I had some problems in my liver at that time. But I told my coaches this year that like I'm not gonna let anything hold me back, and if I get an opportunity, I'm gonna take it no matter what. So to take some time off, I gained a bunch of weight and cut a bunch of weight in a short amount of time. I cut 20 pounds a day of weigh-ins, and I looked good because we did it the right way, and I'm able to cut weight easily. But I was feeling it,
Yeah.
bad. I was struggling super hard, but got through the fight. Didn't get the decision that I wanted, but still happy that I was able to get in there. And now I've actually had a training camp. My weight's way lower. I'm super close to weight now already, and I feel ready to put on a show. Show people what they didn't get to see last time.
So you said you got rhabdo.
Hmm.
Like, how long does it take for you to get back to training after something like that?
Well, they told me to take a couple of weeks off or 3 weeks, whatever. I took a couple of weeks, and I kept getting my CK levels tested, going, and peeing in a cup and making sure that my levels were, low enough. Um, but I got it pretty bad because, yeah, I was in there for 4 days before they
Jeez.
let me go home, and they were probably going to keep me another day, but I didn't want to be there anymore. It was enough.
Jeez.
Enough
Does
was
it give
enough.
you what do you get? Like headaches, you're throwing up, body aches? Is it like
Yeah,
all that?
your body aches, headaches, you're pissing blood,
Ugh.
Jeez.
and
And it
yeah, you
affects your
really can't
muscle,
do
right? Your
anything.
muscle
Yeah.
muscle tissue.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. So your muscle breaks down too much for your kidneys to be able to process. Um,
What the?
so and that's really it. And then if
That's
it gets bad
crazy. And
enough, then
then
it
you
starts
fought
affecting your
after
liver
that.
too. Yeah, I fought after that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I
That's
had no
crazy.
time to cut weight. So when we flew out there, you know, I had to cut weight the night before. I met some guys in there though, which was really cool. There were some other fighters that were in there, and chopped it up, and they helped me through the weight cut because they saw that I had hella weight to cut. They helped me through the weight cut and helped me recover after. Made some good connections out there in Canada. The
You
people were
fought
cool.
out in Edmonton. Have you ever
Yeah.
fought in Canada before?
No, I haven't been to Canada before, so it was a good experience. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were trying to get. We were gonna definitely try to get to one of those Canada cards. Mike and I ran into the person that owns the casino up there when we
Yeah.
were out when we were out in
Randomly.
LA for Knucklemania 4.
Oh,
Mike
okay, for
Mike
sure.
randomly like fell into a conversation with this couple, and like after
Yeah.
about 20 minutes of talking to him, the dude's like, "Yeah, I own the casino up in Edmonton, so if you're up there, let me know and we'll hook you up." We're like, "What?"
Oh, damn. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
super
Out of
cool.
all the people in the crowd, I just happened to stop and take a picture and talk to this person. And
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Yeah, here's our
serendipitous.
card.
But
Yeah, call us
things
up."
happen for a reason, right?
I
Yeah,
know.
for
For
It's
sure.
sure.
wild.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
nuts.
excited that I'll be fighting in LA. I haven't fought in California in a long time. Um, so it'll be nice to have, a crowd there, some familiar faces. And
You live out in Cali, right?
yeah, I live in California. I live in Northern California.
Northern California, and
Yeah,
you hadn't fought in California in a long time?
yeah. 'Cause I did the Albuquerque, what was that? Canada, fought in Florida, but not in California in some years. So I'm
Nice.
excited to get out there. But I go to LA a lot, so I do know some people down there. So it'll be cool. We're fighting in the
Good.
same venue as another show that goes on down that I go down and help out, and so I'm familiar with the area. I met a lot of people down there.
Nice. Um, so since you've been fighting with the company, are you watching all the events? Are you paying attention to what's going on with the BKFC right now?
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's been really interesting watching it grow, and since Conor McGregor's been involved, um, yeah, it's been crazy.
It has
Crazy
been.
seeing what's been happening. Yeah, I thought it was
Did you
super
watch
fun.
this past weekend?
I didn't get to see this last weekend though. That's what I'm
Oh
watching
man.
tonight.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you about it, and I'll just tell you about it then, because you were talking about the differences between MMA and BKFC. And Julian Lane is one guy that has really made
Been
a
around
living.
forever.
He's
Yeah,
been, yeah, and but he's
let me
really like
bang.
made a name for himself in this sport in particular. And the
Yeah,
other night,
he fought Angulo, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
he
It's
beat him
crazy.
pretty good. Like he was
He was
beating the
being
shit.
pretty good in that first round. Like
I
I
saw the
thought he
highlights of it, and it looked like madness. And he looked pretty unscathed in comparison to
He
Angulo. I'm
did.
surprised that he put the clinic on such a traditional professional boxer who's been in with the best for many years. So to see that these bare knuckle fighters, it shows that the sport's different, and you can't just think that you're going to dominate just because you were dominating in one aspect somewhere else.
You had mentioned the half Thai plum earlier when you were talking about the
Mhm.
differences, and like you got to go back and watch that Angulo Lane fight and just watch when Julian gets a grip on the back of Angulo's neck,
Oh yeah.
he
Mhm.
does fucking damage. Like he is just like landing these massive, powerful uppercuts on Angulo's face every single time he gets in that clinch. He gets 4, 5, 6 shots off before he can
Oh
break
damn.
that clinch. Almost every time he was all busted up.
Yeah,
It
because
was a
most boxers they don't ever have to deal with somebody grabbing overhooks and underhooks and continuing to throw. And I've noticed that in the sparring because I've been doing a lot of just traditional boxing sparring, and the wrestling aspect definitely gets them out of their game, And that's where I feel like I failed to push the pace more was that inside fighting on my last fight, and I just plan on mixing it up more for
Man,
sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing this time around. Now finding out because your last fight was close up in Edmonton and
Mhm.
you didn't get the decision, but we just found out what kind of shape you were in heading into that one. I'm hoping
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping like
Yeah.
you're
Maybe be
100%
slightly
healthy.
better shape this time
Yeah,
around.
I would
Yeah,
say
for sure. For sure.
100% different person going in there this
Yeah,
time.
I'll definitely be a different person. It'll be a good time.
And are you like training completely different nowadays than you were previously in your career, or
Yeah,
is
for
it not
sure.
changed too
Definitely.
much?
It's definitely changed. I'm not doing a bunch of jujitsu and wrestling. It's mostly traditional boxing, and then I do a lot of training and strengthening exercises. Like my hands weren't swollen at all whatsoever after my last fight, so I think that I'm doing something right because we did throw a lot of punches. Um, yeah.
You punching cinder blocks and hammers and
No cinder
buckets of
blocks, no
sand.
hammers. I do the sand, yeah,
You punch into the sand in the bucket though.
In
Like
the
old,
bucket. No, I use
yeah.
a sand in a canvas bag. So sand,
Okay,
canvas
and
bag,
on the wall.
punch leather, yeah. Or directly on the ground, and then rounds in the bag with no gloves on.
So the BKFC OG Reggie Barnett Jr., right, former champ, he would fill up like a 5-gallon bucket full of sand and just punch straight down into that sucker on the floor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you just
yeah.
have the
It's crazy
sand
how
bleeding
fast
from
your
the knuckle.
hands change.
Oh
Like
my!
like my hands look totally different. You know, you get camel skin on your knuckles, and they
Yeah.
just start to grow.
Yeah, it's wild. I do, it's been one of the coolest things covering this sport since I hate to say since the beginning of the sport, because we all know that like friggin' the first humans to walk the earth were fist fighting. So,
Yeah,
and then
for
they
sure.
had like actual bare knuckle fights in the 1800s and all that. But however, professionally, television, all that good stuff, we've been watching it since the beginning and watching it grow, watching people start off like, it's just a street fight, nothing to it. And then people start thinking like, oh, it's just basically boxing with no gloves, which, yeah, it's easy to explain that that's what it is. But people not finding out like, no, there's a science to it. There's a sweet science. It's boxing. And there's also a sweet science to bare knuckle. People are figuring that out. And it's not just the fighting part. It's the preparation.
It's the preparation for sure. Yeah. You don't want to break your hands in the first round as soon as you walk in, which a lot of people I could definitely see doing that, because if you're not training your hands and you're just wrapping your hands all the time, they're just getting weaker, And but there hasn't been a lot of fighters that have broken their hands recently, has there?
I think the numbers are going down, and I think it's because people aren't throwing like wild haymakers at the top of people's heads anymore, or like throwing hooks at the side of the you're hitting the side of the skull, you're gonna break your hands. A lot of people are picking their shots. I think the numbers have gone down, and you would think maybe I'm full of shit if you look at some of the fights, like the Franco Tenaglia and Tony Soto would prove that I'm full of shit. But if you look at most of the other fights, the strike numbers are getting fewer because people are trying to throw more accurate punches because they're not trying to break their fucking hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's starting to look more like boxing for sure.
Exactly. And then you get those guys. What do you think about the guys like so you watch the sport, and a guy who fought this past weekend, you didn't see the event, but you've probably seen him fight, Kai Stewart. A guy like Kai Stewart.
Kai Stewart, volume, super fast, in and out, all around.
Kind of awkward, right?
He's got that wrestling background, right?
Absolutely. Yes. But he's got that, like, he comes in at like awkward angles with
angles over the top. Yeah, he takes a lot of 45-degree turns. I mean, I think he's an amazing fighter, and he's hard for people to figure out, and he frustrates people with his conditioning. And
yes,
like if you can have your best weapon be your conditioning, you'll go farther than anybody in the sport, or in any sport really, at that, because that's really where you live and die, is by your conditioning.
We say it all the time.
When you watch this fight, right, you're going to see Jimmy go to his corner, and his cornerman says, this guy's crazy. He's throwing looping punches over the top. He's coming in and out quick. He's tripping. He's falling. He's this and that, right? I think, and I don't mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the corner at all. I mean, naturally you would think that, right? Oh, so you watch boxing or you watch MMA, like people, there's a crispness to the way people, their stances are, and they, when they engage and they're moving around the ring, the defense, like, you know what I mean? You can see people who are good, people who are not good. Like we were just talking about watching the growth of this sport. It's not traditional boxing, so you can't fight traditionally. So he has come up with his own style that works so good for bare knuckle. And when they're looking at this, they're thinking like, oh, he's fucking up. He's doing this and that. He doesn't know what he's doing. And it's like, no, actually, in fact, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's been in there 6 times, and it looks super unorthodox to people who haven't been following the sport the whole time. But they see like, wait, this is what is successful in this sport.
Yeah, and he's not getting hit. He's not taking any damage. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He does things. He's switching his stances. He's in and out. He is doing some wild shit, but that wild shit is working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has that wrestler gas tank. And
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
having a conversation with someone the other day, and like I was a wrestler in high school, but I didn't go anywhere past high school, right? But even being a high school wrestler, I had more of a gas tank than anybody else when I went to the army, when I went to basic training. When the smoke sessions that they were like trying to smoke us, like I wasn't getting smoked because it was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday wrestling practice for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kai not only was a 3-time state champion wrestler in high school, he fucking wrestled in college too.
Mm-hmm.
He's got another level of cardio
Another
that
level of cardio that people don't understand.
they
Yeah.
don't people will not understand unless you've been in there with a wrestler, right?
Yeah, for sure. And people can say whatever they want, but until you experience somebody with that level of conditioning, you're you just don't know. You just don't know. You throw in combinations the whole round, 3, 4, 5 punch combinations, in and out, side to side movement. Like you can't really stop that. It's pretty difficult.
Yeah, man. So before we let you go, talk a little bit about what we're going to see on November 23rd when you step in there with Rodney Thomas. It's going to be a new you going in there from the last fight to this fight. You're back in California. You're going to have people there. You're probably going to have a little more, you know, I wouldn't say like more than you had going into the last one, but you might have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder now because you are coming off the 2 losses and you are back in your home state and you are in front of your people. Just tell us about what we can expect on November 23rd before we let you get out of here.
Uh, Action. I'm here to fight, and I'm here to put on a show. Um, I'm going to be throwing. I'm going to be throwing as hard as I can, as fast as I can. So I've prepared, and we're definitely ready.
All right, brother. Before we let you go, is there anybody that you want to shout out? Any thanks you want to throw out? Anything like that? And then we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, I just want to thank my coaches. I want to thank Gerardo Trejo out here in Napa. I appreciate all the time that you've been putting in. Everybody over at Napa Sal, appreciate you guys helping me out. All of my sponsors, thank all of you for always coming through and helping me get to where I need to be. Um, yeah, I want to thank Steve. Steve, thanks for always helping me out. I appreciate all the work, and yeah, that's it. Oh, I'll give a shout out to
Awesome,
my
dude.
son if you're watching. I love you, Malachi.
Oh, awesome. Great name too. Thank you so much for your time. And we will be watching. We won't be out there, unfortunately. Me and Mike, we try to get to as many live events as we possibly can, but this year has been a busy year and we're not going to be out there, but we'll be watching from home. Mike, you got anything else for Danasabe? Danasabe Mohammed.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna remember not to say the A in the middle of the name, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the key.
Danasabe.
Everybody watching right now, November 23rd, be tuned in. Thomas versus Mohammed, BKFC Fight Night, Los Angeles. Back to California, baby.
Yeah.
Wish we could be there. Thank you so much for coming on. You're welcome back anytime. We will be watching, and good luck in your fight. Take care, and we will be right back after this.
Later, buddy.
Take it easy.
Thanks. All right, good night.
There he is. There he is. Dan
Maxbet.
Godoy, you're back. What's going on, man?
Not too bad. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, guys. I had a late night in the gym today, sparring and shit like that. So
no worries, my friend. No worries. Hey, before we get into it with you, I want to just shout out to everybody that's watching right now. For those of you guys that are watching on Facebook, which is only a few, we have a lot of people watching over on YouTube right now. So if you want to get into the comments and interact with the people that are watching the show, most of it's happening over at YouTube. So everybody over on Instagram, Facebook, migrate over there, and then you can chat with everybody. You can talk shit like everybody is over there. They're having a good time. And over here in the Instagram page, I don't know who's still watching, but Ruben Bad Boy War was over there. Chris Camozzi, the champ, Vinny Pham was over there. Cutman G. So we had a bunch of people over there too watching. So everybody get over here because we're talking to Dan Godoy, who's going to be making his second trip to the BKFC Squared Circle November 23rd in Los Angeles. Dan, how you feeling about this one coming up, man?
I feel good, man. I left home. I came here for a 5-week fight camp. So it was one of the best things I could have done for myself, was just getting away from all the distractions that I had back at home. And I'm focused and have a whole new mindset, for this. I learned a lot from that loss. On my last one didn't go my way, but I learned a lot, taking what I learned from there. And,
you left the distractions at home, and you went into the massive distraction of that crazy ass household that you're living in right now. They're all fighters, though, so you get to focus on just fighting and fight talk. But I'm sure it's a wild time.
Yeah, no, it's been good, man. The guys I'm with, they've been taking care of me. I've been cooking, taking care of them as well too. And we all got the same goal, and it's nice to be with people with the same vision. The same vision that I have, and that's what I put in the gym. It's when I take back home here before I go to bed every night. So it's awesome to get up to it and redo everything this day after day.
You're like kind of living in a mini Ultimate Fighter household right now, except you guys can watch TV and you can leave when you want and stuff like that. But what is it like to live with? Have you ever lived with just a house full of fighters like this before?
No, first time, man. No, it's been a cool experience. We got a dog here too. His name's Chuck. It's Brandon Gold's pit bull.
His name is
took a big lake. We took a big lake into each other. I take it for walks every day and runs, and his little buddy here. I'm gonna miss him when I go back home. But you want to say hi? Hey, buddy.
Oh, there's Chuck.
Hey, Chuck. What's going on?
That house. That must be a freaking madhouse. I swear to God.
Look at the Goldman right there. Goldman. There he is. There he goes. Is he bringing the dog out?
Yeah,
he's the best cook or the worst cook? Who's the best cook in the house? Who cooks all the food?
I'd say I'm probably the best.
You're the best. You make a lot of poutine for them over there, or what? Do they know what that is?
Chicken, pasta, rice, all that shit. Yeah.
Do those guys know poutine? They don't know poutine, do they?
I don't think so. No, not like I do.
You're gonna have to show them before you leave.
Who's the worst cook? Who's the worst cook in the house?
Well, it's hard to say. I've been doing most of the cooking since I got here. So.
Oh, so
when Scotty was here, Scotty's a pretty good cook. He cooked a couple times there, but
dude, fucking Scott ran into a goddamn buzzsaw the other day. That guy Brian Atchison is a fucking problem for everybody in that cruiserweight division. And when we talked to Scott last week, he was ultra confident, which every fighter is going into a fight, but
it should be.
Then as they should, right? But that dude, Brian, I don't know how the hell he's a 205er. He is just a fucking house.
Yeah, he's a bit saucy looking. No, he's got a mean right hand though, for sure.
Yeah. Big power there. What did you learn? So you said you learned a lot from your first fight, mistakes you made or something you may have done different. Like what are some of the things that after that fight you recognize that you could have done different, or what did you do that you thought was wrong?
Well, I don't want to make any excuses for my loss. It was just one of those things where I didn't do what we planned to do. I didn't execute when I got in close. I tag him a few times and I lay back. So I'm learning a lot of things. My cardio as well. I'm picking up my cardio here. I don't want to give too much information of things that I'm learning right now. You guys will see it when I'm in the ring there. But
exactly. But what I got out of that last fight, what I remember, I haven't rewatched it since the first time I watched it, but what I do remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, were you in trouble early? And then I feel like you showed a lot of toughness and resilience, and you guys went the full 5. And I was thinking to myself, oh shit, he's in trouble. You were maybe the second round. Were you in trouble early? But you fought out.
I was right at the end of first round. I got punched right in the eyeball. His right hand, his knuckle went right into my left eye. So I fought with pretty much I could barely see out of my left eye for the remainder of the fight. So I pulled through. I toughed it out. It is what it is, right?
When you got tagged, did you lose depth perception or peripheral? Did you lose any in that?
It was a mix. It was a mix of peripheral and it was just really blurry.
Okay.
So it was kind of like just looking through like a screen kind of the left eye. So.
You knew you were punched in the eye. You didn't think you got poked, did you? Because I see like a lot of people, when they get caught directly in the eye, they feel like they got poked in the eye with a finger, like the way the knuckle hits it. I always feel like that's happens. Like people think they got poked in the eye. They're like, what the fuck? They poked me in the eye? It's like, no, it's just a straight up, the stubby knuckle got you right in the eye.
Yeah, no, I know the difference from a poke and a knuckle now.
Yeah,
I knew it was his knuckle because I felt the whole fist on the side of my fucking face.
Oh, fucker, son of a
Mike.
bitch.
Do you remember the weirdest eye poke ever? Because it really wasn't an eye poke. And Dan, I don't know if you ever saw this, but when Jared Grant fought Reggie Barnett, Reggie Barnett threw a straight right. He threw it was left or right, whatever he threw.
I think it was his left hand hitting the fist, right side of
but his fist, right? His thumb wasn't in like this. His fist was like this. And the punch like grazed the side of his face, and the thumb like went in the eye on the like this knuckle did make contact to like the temple area, but the thumb caught the eye on the way in. It was like the weird. Because
like it wasn't an intentional eye poke. His finger, his grip just wasn't completely tightened, so it was out just a little bit when he was punching, and it went right into his eye.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
It was one of the weirder pokes that you would ever.
Yeah,
it ended up ending the fight because he was already up
before they even called it. Jared Grant got up and literally they walked him out of the ring and into the back. But the ref never called the fight. So like the fight was still on. So like literally everybody is standing in the place going, what the fuck's going on right now? Is the fight over? Is the fight over? He just got out of the ring and he walked into the back and it's been 5 minutes and he's not back. Like we're waiting around, like wondering what the fuck is happening here. It was so odd. So odd. Odd eye poke, odd end to a card, odd end to a fight. Everything was very, very weird.
That's a shitty way to end the fights for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that ended the night. Yeah, that was the last fight of the night too. That's how the fucking night ended. Everybody was like, it was like the weirdest 10 minutes of the final 10 minutes of an event ever. Everybody was like, all right, I guess it's fucking over. We'll go home now.
Do we get up? Do we go?
Refunds.
Right. So we got some people in the audience that are watching, and there's a guy who is in the comment section right now that says that you are his main event of the evening. It is Big Ben Vanaski. Do you know Big Ben? He's your biggest fan.
Yeah, Big Ben. How's it going, brother?
He is.
Call off this podcast.
Yeah, he's absolutely.
Some people would say he was struck by Cupid's arrow the day that he saw you. I would think so because I feel like he was texting me. I know I told you the story before, and he's like, "You gotta look this guy up," but he didn't have all the details. So I'm trying to find you. I was like, I don't know, I can't find him because I'm not exactly sure who he is. You've got to like let me know, like. And he was like, "That's it. I'm sending you the information now." And then he talked about you for the next 3 months straight until we talked to you.
Fucking right,
yeah.
He's the man, brother. Big Ben fully supports you.
Yep. So who's going to be out there in your corner when you make the trip out to California?
It's going to be Brandon, my coach here, my manager, and also my dad. Dad's going to be flying from
your dad.
Mexico
Nice.
from work to come up there.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody else from the house, like Jay or Scott or any of those guys.
No, I don't think they're going to be making that fight. So they'll be watching, though. I know they will.
And you're fighting in Los Angeles. Well, you're fighting in Long Beach, actually. Like, are you listening to a lot of Snoop Dogg and Daz Dillinger and Corrupt? Like,
I definitely got a few songs. I might choose one of them to walk out to. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah. There you go.
Get the crowd
We've got Scott Roberts in the comments right now. The Mad Poet himself has a poem for you, and it goes like this: Tell Dan Scott says he's fucking disgusting. And that's it. What a guy.
Okay,
Is that a haiku?
I'll give you guys the rundown for that. So we're driving from training the one day, and we're kind of just talking about like jokes you have with the guys or whatever, right? And we're talking about so say somebody makes a joke and you give them the choice, but they have to choose an answer. They don't have a choice not to, and then you wait for their answer and you just look at them and say, "You're fucking disgusting." You know, we're just kind of laughed at it. Right? That's where it comes from.
Love that shit, man.
Did he get you with it? And you're like, what?
No, I got him. I got him.
You got him. Sorry. Yeah, you're fucking disgusting.
I love it, man. It seems like you taking the trip down there and getting in that house was definitely a good move. A good move for you.
Yeah. One of the best things I could have done for myself.
Yeah, build some camaraderie, get yourself surrounded by a bunch of maniacs like that. Fucking love that shit. When you go in there on the 23rd, you're fighting Ryan Peterson, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know a goddamn thing about Ryan Peterson. I don't know if Mike does, but all I know is that he's got a Muay Thai background. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
What can you tell us? Tell us in the audience a little bit about your opponent, if you know.
Well, I know he's got a good right hand. He packs power, so I gotta be cautious and aware of that. And by looking at him, I can tell he's got the dog in him too. So it's gonna be a fucking bloodbath. I think this one.
I love it, man.
It's gonna be a banger one for history for sure.
And you're in Cali. When you showed up at the first BKFC event up in Edmonton, right? Is that when Big Ben first met you? Was there tryouts up there? Did you go to tryouts?
I went to tryouts. Yeah, I made it through, and then I was supposed to have an opponent, and ended up not having an opponent, but I still showed up. I got all my stuff done. I was ready to fight. And,
is that when you showed up and you were like, "I'll fight anybody. I'll fight."
Yeah,
yeah. That's
someone
what
pulls out, I'll fucking jump in. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him telling us, he was like, this fucking guy showed up and he was like, I'll fight everybody here. I don't care. Give me anybody that falls off. I'll fight anybody on this card, no matter what weight class. Well, now you're back 2 fights later and you're fighting in California, which they just broke into California this year. This is kind of a big deal. It's the 3rd card over in Cali. Did you ever picture yourself fighting down in the LBC?
I never pictured it, but I did picture myself. I knew that I was going to be coming across to the United States to fight eventually, and it happened sooner than I expected. And it's awesome. I'm grateful for it.
I love it,
it's
man.
Awesome.
And then the tree work, right? You were doing tree work. Are you still doing that? Or I mean, like, you took time off to go down to Florida, but like when you go back, are you getting back right into that, or is it like winter time in Canada that shit shuts down?
Well, I got a few jobs actually waiting for me when I get back. So as soon as I get back, I'll be getting those jobs done, and then maybe I'll probably make another ad and see what I can do and get some more work. But if not, so I'm gonna probably either go back to the rigs or go work for a tree company instead of working for myself again. See what happens.
How can you go from being in Florida in November, right?
I know.
And it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. So you know what I was gonna say. You already know. Yeah. And you're gonna go work outside, cutting down trees in the winter.
At least I'll be tanned while I do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is it rough?
Yeah,
you know what? We were just talking about. As you see, I have a hoodie on. I am indoors. You know what's happening right now. The realization that winter is upon us is happening tonight in my house, where the heat hasn't been on, the AC has been off now, but tonight is the night where it's below freezing and it is fucking cold as hell in my house. And Kyle was complaining about it earlier. You know all about it, all too well. The cold weather will fuck up your whole life.
Yeah,
you're down there enjoying that Florida weather right now.
What's the temperature?
It's 30
right now. I think it's 30. Yeah, it's the first time I think it dropped below freezing this year, or at least this early in the night.
With 30 ain't shit to you, right? I mean, does it get down fucking?
But it's just you know how it gets though. We're going from warm to cold, so like 30.
It was 75 degrees cold 3 days ago.
Right, like it's 75. That's fucking 45-degree dip. before we know it, it's gonna be goddamn snow out there. I better fix that fucking snowblower. I'm
Dan,
screwed.
the other day, this is no bullshit. This is how stupid New England weather is, right? This is what we fucking deal with. And I don't know, like, and then we come, here's what a New Englander does. We bitch about it. We bitch and bitch and bitch, but we're all a bunch of fucking adults and we can move somewhere else if we wanted to, right? Where we could make that life decision.
We could do the Dan Godoy.
Instead of that, we just stay put, we work, we do our jobs, and we complain like miserable New Englanders. It was, I got out of my house, I get in my truck, frosted. I had frost on my windows, frost on my truck. To start my day, it was 78 degrees at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. How is that even a fucking possibility? Like, I don't even understand how weather works. How can it be 32 degrees in the morning and then t-shirt and short weather playing basketball in the driveway in the afternoon? That's the shit that fucking drives me crazy around.
That's fucked up.
Hey,
you know what? It's not that I can't move. I pack all my stuff up by the time, and then once I'm ready to leave, then all of a sudden it's springtime. I'm like, this isn't bad. I'll stay. And that's the cycle of my life. As soon as I get pissed off enough to leave, it starts getting nice out again.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, I got to ask you a question before we end this with you. You've been training down there in Florida. You're training at Smith Brothers. Is that what you're doing? That's home base? So home base. Well, tell me, in Brandon's your head coach, right? But there's another guy, another Canadian running around in there by the name of Kevin Smith, who the name on the building is his name. Have you had any training with Kevin? And if you have, what is the difference between a training session with Brandon Gold and a training session with Kevin Smith?
Well, the difference is Kevin doesn't give a fuck if you're tired or you're hurting. He pushes you fucking hard.
I would say Brandon's gold, but Kevin's platinum. You know what I'm
saying? No, but Brandon's fucking awesome, man. He's been teaching me a lot of good stuff. Things I'm gonna take back home, and back to the gym that I train at home. I'm gonna teach the guys there. I got Nash Diedrichs. He also fought on BKFC. The last that was in which card was that again? No, that was the other one.
Denver?
No, the which card is it again? I can't remember. It was the other one. I gotta learn my states.
He fought on it.
Lost.
He fought on it.
He was the first. I believe it was the first fight on the card, and he got the knockout against.
It was Denver, right?
Denver, Colorado. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh,
but he trains back at home there too. So stuff I'm learning here, I'll be able to implement with him as well.
Nice, dude. He beat Ruben Arroyo. That's right. So you have surrounded yourself with a bunch of people that have been in the game for a long time. You're doing the right thing. You're making the right moves. You said it the best earlier in the conversation when you said you learned from your mistakes in the first fight. Every loss is a learning experience, as they say. I cannot wait to see what you do in your second go around out here. You're fighting Ryan Peterson on November 23rd in Los Angeles. Really Long Beach. Everyone, people keep saying, well, it's not really Los Angeles, it's Long Beach, but whatever. Before we let you go, we'll give you a minute. You can shout some people out. You can thank anybody you want to thank, and then we'll wrap it up with you, bud.
Sounds good. I'll shout out Big Ben again, brother. Thanks for being in my corner always, man.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Smith, Brandon Gold, Scotty Roberts. Fucking and guys back at home, fucking all my family, all my friends, Sandman Boxing, Cole Smith, my coach at home. Nash Diedrichs, congratulations on your win. Bring another. My goal is to bring that win back again. Have two in Saskatoon, to the Saskatchewan fucking BKFC fighters. It's
love it,
something
man.
I gotta do. I gotta bring it. I gotta bring it home.
Bring it home, baby. Bring it home.
Do that. Bring it home, buddy. Thank you so much for coming back on here. We won't be out there in Cali, but we'll be watching from home. And thanks for giving us some of your time tonight. Mike, what else you got for Dan?
Dan, You better be tuned in to your own fight. It's happening November 23rd. Peterson versus Godoy. You better be tuned in, and everybody watching better be tuned in too. BKFC Fight Night, Los Angeles. It's coming, and it's coming up quick. So don't friggin' miss it. All right. Hey, Dan.
Hey, hold up, real quick. What tryout did you try out? Which tryout did you go to?
That was the first tryouts in Edmonton.
The first one in Edmonton. Okay, that answers your question. Thank you, Dan.
All right,
Dan,
guys.
Before you leave, you're gonna have Kevin Smith come over and cook for you guys. He does have his own shows on the Food Network, so you should have him come there because he is very good cook. I don't know if you've seen his shows, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. And
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he does.
It's his alter ego. Mike's fucking with you.
You'll see what I'm talking about after this.
Ask him about
I'll call him right after this.
Yeah, call him and ask him about it. He'll let you know. All right, man. Hey, take care. And everybody else, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Later, man.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Let's get in here. We live, baby. This about to start.
Oh shit! Oh, he knocked him out, but I was spit. Oh! I ain't see that happening. Let's go, baby! Oh shit! He sleep. Oh my god! Slick Rick. Oh my god! Like I said, Slick Rick. That's another upset. We got it. That's another upset. Oh my god, bro. Damn.
Yo, the fucking reactions to that video is so good. I love
Hey,
it.
I know that was Elvin Brito there?
No.
One of those voices when it's people yelling in the background, one of them sounds like Elvin, dude, like big time.
I'm pretty sure that Elvin wasn't there. One of those guys is not Elvin. I don't know.
Nah, that's a great video, man. Right. Hey, awesome conversation with those guys. I liked all three guests tonight. Freaking
He doesn't know what did you think he caught on to what I was saying?
No, I don't think so. He's gonna find out you're talking about Guy Fieri. Yeah.
That shit's gonna be funny when he calls him up and says, "Hey, Kevin, I heard you have a cooking show."
Yeah, diners. What is it?
I said diners, drive-ins, and dives, and a game show. He's got a game show too. Oh my god!
Listen, hey, dude. That was great talking to those guys. I want to go back to this past weekend though with you, Mike. We started talking about it a little bit, and before we end the show tonight, we do need to talk about Montana. Kai.
Montana?
We talked about Kai, man. Kai, I'll say it again. He's got the most awkward fucking janky style about him, but it just works for him. That fucking kid. And I was like, people were asking me, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if he could beat Jimmy. And people were asking, like, who do you got in this fight? And I said, listen, I like Kai. He's 6-0, but fighting a dude like Jimmy Rivera is different. Jimmy has fought fucking everyone. Peter Yan, Pedro Munoz, fucking or Uriah Faber. These guys are all legends, and he's fought them all. He's done well against most of them. He was a top fiver in the UFC for fucking half a decade. I didn't know if Kai was going to beat him. Now, I don't know if I would ever fucking doubt the kid again. Yeah. I don't know who they throw in against him that's going to make me be like, oh, I don't know if Kai's going to do it this time. Because now I'm like, yeah, he may be able to do it against anybody. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's a few other people out there that he needs to fight. But Mike, what are your thoughts about him?
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I do believe that at the end of the last episode that we were on, I was trying to, now nothing against Rivera, and I did not know 100% that Kai was going to win this fight, but I did have a pretty good inkling that you could say that he was going to win this fight. just from what I've seen so far in his experience with bare knuckle, I just think that he just gets better every fight. And there was nothing to make me believe that Kai was going into this fight and wasn't going to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew he was going to be so ready for Rivera and what he was going to bring to the fight. And I hear what you're saying with, this is a tough guy. He has tons of experience. He's a monster. I just had a feeling that Stewart, with his reach and his stamina and his quickness, that he was going to be able to win by decision. I definitely didn't think that he was going to knock him out, but if he did, that would have been fantastic. That's just something that everybody would love to see from anyone. You know what I mean? Like that's why everybody wants to see knockouts. But I thought it would be won by decision, regardless of who won that fight. But I do remember saying, like, I can't like, obviously we don't make our picks and we don't, say if we're gonna bet or anything like that, right? But here's the thing, like, I just, he proves everyone wrong every time. He was the underdog, and he just kept winning. And then the last time he was like, hey, people need to stop rooting against me. Put me on your parlays. And here he is again winning. And okay, one thing about the fight, moving on from talking about what we thought was going to happen to what did happen.
But what you just said, though, I agree. I will say he does, and he has gotten better every single fight. I just didn't know. I didn't know if his upgrade from the last fight against Duran to fighting a guy like Jimmy was enough of an upgrade, and he proved me. He proved that it was. Like that kid just fucking improves a lot every time. And this time I was just like, man, Jimmy's a different level. No offense to all the other guys. Jimmy's got more experience than all the other fucking guys combined.
Oh yeah.
And now, but from Duran to Jimmy, he turned another page in his career. He's just that fucking much better. He's a fucking real deal, that kid.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Okay, so I want to touch on one part of this fight, and it happened in the second round, right? I believe it was the second round. The knockdowns.
The knockdowns.
100%.
Both knockdowns.
Both knockdowns. No doubt about it. Not even a fucking question. It live, I could see it. I'm sorry. I love Big Dan. Love Big Dan.
100%.
No idea how he did not call the Rivera being. He literally got punched in the head and fell down onto a knee and hand up, right? And then stood up. And then it's like, oh, keep going. That led to Stewart getting hit. Now, he walked in, but if there was a count, they would have separated. He would have had to walk to a neutral corner, and then they would have to re-engage. And Rivera, like, the same exact thing wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean?
Right,
like that.
Right.
So now he doesn't call it. Kai's calling for it, and then they re-engage, and Rivera fucking clips to it, and he fucking goes back, tries to catch himself, and flips around like a cat and falls, but he still was down, right? So then I believe that at that moment in time,
he's giving it back.
He just gave it back. I think he did give it back because that you can't fuck that one up.
He was giving it back for sure.
Spun around and looked in the other direction.
To be, dude. For him to not call the first one,
which I did like.
The first one was absolutely a knockdown, but it was like so fast that Dan called it a slip, and then he might have right afterwards was like, "Oh fuck!" He was probably saying to himself, "Fuck." The second one,
how's it a slip? He went straight down,
dude. The second one, Jimmy cracked Kai with that right hand, that overhand right, and he fucking sent him backwards. For him to not call that one a knockdown, I was just like, okay, that was just giving Kai back.
Yeah, he scratched those.
He's like, yep, now we're even, right? We're even.
Yeah.
Let's
Which
drive on from here.
Because if he didn't do that, Kai would have still won, but it still would have been fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
I will tell you this:
score by the end, he would have still won, but it would have been fucked up if he called that shit. Like, didn't call the other one. Like,
I'm going to tell you this: when Jeff Houston, and I just put the ticker at the bottom so everybody could see the scores and shit. When Jeff Houston said that 2 out of the 3 referees had all 5 rounds for Kai, I did not agree with that. I thought Jimmy won 2 rounds, and I will go back and watch again, but I am sure Jimmy won at least the first round. I thought Jimmy won the first round. Now,
really?
I did.
I don't think.
And I was
that's
texting with a
that.
few people that were watching with me, and me and this one person were in agreement that no way he took all 5. DJ Tony says he took all 5 clear as day. I did not. No, I don't think so. I don't know. Can you pull up the rounds?
Yeah. So here's the first round, and 41 thrown, 21 landed.
I cannot fucking see that. Let me pull it up on my phone.
It's too small for you?
No, it's just like really white. I can't. It's like fucking.
Lower your brightness on your screen.
I can't. I don't know how to do that shit.
What? On the keyboard.
I don't fucking know how to do that.
There's a brightness button on the keyboard. Anyways, move on.
I need glasses to see the goddamn brightness button, man.
Yeah.
So what are the numbers? Tell me the numbers.
So the numbers are first round. The thing is that the numbers don't really matter. You want to know why? Because they don't see these. So, but it's 21 landed for Kai, 19 landed for Jimmy Rivera, first round.
Okay.
Kai threw,
but okay, but here's the thing, and maybe it's because I was not of those 21 punches that Kai landed in the first round. Every single one of them was when they got into the clinch and he was throwing them to the.
He was doing the body shots.
Yeah, like early in the fight, those were the only shots that I thought he was landing. He did clip Jimmy in the second round.
He's got 12 to the head, 1 to the body, as opposed to Jimmy's 9 to the head, 5 to the body.
Wait,
that's what these numbers. The numbers are saying that Kai Stewart hit 12 to the head as opposed to Jimmy's 9. 1 to the body. It says 1 to the body, 5 to the body for Jimmy. Yeah.
I'm going to watch that again because I was stone sober watching this, to be honest with you.
The second round blew him out of the water.
Listen, DJ Tony, who's talking shit
Kai Stewart,
about what am I watching? Listen, my friend. Okay. Don't get me started.
58 thrown by Kai in the second round, landed 46 as opposed to Jimmy's 33 thrown, 25 landed. Third round, another semi-close due to the numbers. 49 thrown by Kai and 30 landed, and 34 thrown by Jimmy, 24 landed. So just a difference of 6 in round 3. Then fourth round, 49 thrown by Kai, 31 landed, 38 thrown by Rivera, 23 landed. And then fifth round.
What are the body shots? In those 2 rounds, the last 2, did it show the body shots?
Rounds, so third round, punches thrown to the body. Mm-hmm. This can't be right. This is the thing. I think we learned this a long time ago.
These counts are fucking
These numbers are absolutely ludicrous.
There was a ton of body shots.
There was 2 to the body by Kai Stewart in the third round.
No, see that the fucking stop with these numbers then.
7 to the body in the fourth round.
There was like 30, 47
6 to the body in the fifth round. So I know those are all wrong.
Those are all wrong.
Unless they don't unless they're not counting those punches. He threw 6 in about 1 second. So I don't.
Right. Why wouldn't they count them?
I have no idea, but they're definitely not counting them because there was a time. And I think it was the last round or maybe it was the fourth where they every time they clinched, they were each hitting each other with probably 10, 11, 12 shots.
Right. So
the body.
I'll rewatch the fight. Maybe I'm fucking wrong, but I thought Jimmy won at least one of them. I didn't think he won all 5. And then like Big Ben was saying to me, but look at how bloody Jimmy is. I'm like, yeah, of course Jimmy's bloody.
Yeah,
he's
the
been
damage.
40 fucking. Yeah, he's been in 40 fights in his life. He's got a ton of scar tissue, like a. That's one thing that Kai has on his side. He's never been in any fights before, so he doesn't cut. Eventually he'll start getting cut, and he'll start cutting. He'll build up scar tissue, and he'll cut. Just because somebody's bleeding doesn't mean they got fucking mollywopped. You know what I mean? And look at Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is bleeding the first 7 seconds of every one of his fights. You know what I mean? So like. He was definitely
damage plays a factor in the judging. So
yeah, it does. Yeah.
If you have
oh no, Kai won the fight. Kai definitely won the fight.
It definitely sucks if you have scar tissue, because damage plays a role, and he definitely was showing that damage. Kai barely had anything going on.
Yeah. I will just say again, Julian Lane looked amazing. He looked great. He did. They said after the fight that Angulo was sick, and like I feel like that's always a thing nowadays. Is like
It's always something. I
everybody's
don't
always
remember
sick.
this.
Everybody's always
Is it because we like? I feel like I've always been into combat sports and have watched interviews and this and that. I have never in my life heard so many fucking excuses after fights than I do nowadays. Like, I hate it so much. I don't know if it was more of a pride thing, and now that the pride thing got broken, that nobody even gives a shit. They just say it now. It could be the truth. I'm not saying it's not the truth.
It could be
What
that
I'm saying
like
is that
earlier when
everybody
we
always says
were
it.
right. It could be also that like earlier when we were like first getting into MMA and combat sports and shit, like social media wasn't like like it is today. You know what I
As
mean?
prevalent.
Like, yeah.
But
like,
they still had post-fight press conferences and people had interviews. Like, I don't know. I just don't remember people always saying like, "Oh, I lost a fight," and then it was like, "Oh, well, I had this. Oh, well, I had that. Oh, well, I had this." I don't know if he just came out and said he's sick and that's why he lost. I'm not saying that is, but just hearing it, it seems
DJ
as though, like,
Tony's in
you're
the
taking it
comments
away from
saying he was
Lane.
fine all week when he was there. Like
And
Tony
that's
was
the
there.
thing. Like, you're taking away from Lane.
Julian dominated that fight. Yeah, it was that was a clean sweep by him and see, I thought that was a more of a clean sweep than Kai. Like I said, I had Kai winning that fight, but I had Jimmy winning at least one of those rounds. I don't know. I'll have to go back to this. I thought Julian won all 5 rounds. I'll have to go back and rewatch, but these judges had, Angulo winning 2 rounds. And Julian was just maybe later in the Julian
started slowing down from
maybe they gave Angulo like the 3rd and 4th rounds.
Shot.
Right? Maybe they gave him because he won the 5th round. He won the first 2 by a landslide. He won the 5th round. So maybe the 3rd and 4th round they gave to Angulo because of the body shots, maybe. And I think that if Julian would have I think he kind of like coasted a little bit in the 4th round, to be honest with you. And
he's probably fucking, body. He was getting nothing but body shots. I feel like Angulo was barely aiming for anything but the body. The whole fight, just body shot. He's a monster, man. Guy doesn't fucking stop coming forward.
Julian's clinch work was fucking beautiful that night, dude. When he would get his grip on it, like that was like everybody should just take notes on how he worked in the clinch that night. And let's go before we move on from this. And I don't know how long you want to go tonight, but I just wanted to touch a couple of these things. Julian Lane, I don't think he gets enough credit for what he's done in the BKFC
fights that he's had.
Dude, pull his record up. He has L's. He does have L's, but
look at the fights he had.
Right. Hey, this is what I was telling Big Ben the other day. I'm like, dude, they're like, hey, Leonard Garcia is signing with the company. Julian, you're going to be his debut fight. Hey, Dave Rickles is signing with the company. Julian, you're going to be his debut fight. Mike Perry signing with the company. Julian, you're going to be his debut fight. Fucking all these guys. Dave Mundell, like
Kazdan, Kurdanov.
It's like
Angulo.
Every time they bring in, that's why I made 2 graphics the other day. And I don't think Julian Lane gets a title shot. And I'll be honest, I don't think I know he called Austin Trout, and I would love for them to give him that shot because he has done so much for them and he's on a 3-fight win streak. But Thiago Alves. Hey, Thiago Alves signed with the company. Julian, you're fighting him. It's like he has done everything that they've asked, and he puts on a fucking 5-round war every single time he does. Now he's on a 3-fight streak, and he calls out Austin Trout. I don't think they give it to him because he's not ranked, and maybe they do, but I don't think they do. The signing of Jimmy Sweeney to the BKFC is another one of those situations where the BKFC can say, hey, Julian, we just signed Jimmy Sweeney to the BKFC. He has all these fights. You guys have a history. You are welcoming him to the BKFC, just like you welcome Thiago Alves, Mike Perry, Dave Rickles, Leonard Garcia. Tack this name onto your fucking resume because you can fight him in a trilogy fight in Philadelphia. What do you think about that? And I'm like, dude, that's the one. I don't know if he doesn't get a title fight, a trilogy with Jimmy Sweeney, Philadelphia. Let's
That
go.
would be a fun one. That would be a fun one, and I am looking forward to it. If it happens, I'm just looking forward in general to seeing what's next for Lane and seeing Jimmy Sweeney make his debut. And even Angulo. Who's going to be next for Angulo? I do not know. But let's move on because we are going a little long tonight here.
Yeah. I mean,
Trinidad Snake.
and the reason why I don't think we don't
This one.
we don't really need to go too deep into a lot of these fights here. So Trinidad Snake did exactly what Trinidad Snake does. Remain undefeated, still number 1 in the division. He should be next for the title. You're right. This is the one
that should be up for a title.
Right. This is the one. So once again, Brandon Allen comes out there and does his damn thing, and he shows in every fight that he can take a shot and then fucking deliver the finisher. That's like his MO, man. He can take a shot. He could take a hit, but then he just he has lots of power. He clearly has tons of power in those featherweight hands. Because when he hits people, he fucking finishes them.
He has a lot of power, but he also has a lot of fucking speed. He is like so much faster than the people he fights, it seems. He hits at will. When he wants to hit you, he's going to hit you. He has good precision too, actually. But in this fight, we got to see something that I feel like we didn't really get to see too much in this last couple of fights, and that is fighting in the clinch and hitting with power and precision in the clinch and just fucking up Mason. And Mason is a beast. I mean, this guy was dropped. He was hit with such clean shots, dropped many times. He just kept getting up, and he wanted to continue fighting even when he would have kept fighting if he got up there. He got, you know what I mean? If the ref didn't call the fight, he would have kept fighting. I know he would have kept fighting because that's just the type of guy he is. But Mason is a beast.
He is.
And he's had some fucking knockouts himself, and he's no slouch. Allen put him away with relative ease, I would say.
Yeah, Allen's a beast, and Brandon should and needs to be Kai's next fight. With that said, yesterday on the Bare Knuckle Show, David Feldman was asked if Brandon is next for Kai, and Dave said something along the lines of, we have something in mind.
Yeah.
That makes me think that, again, Brandon Allen is not going to be the guy. And I think the fans want to see it. Dave, the fans want to see this one. After this one, if Kai beats him, that is 100%. He has cleaned out the division. It's over. He has cleaned out the division. And then you have Dan Chapman out in BKFC Spain that is new on the scene at 145. But if it's not him, I don't think it would be Dan Chapman after one fight. Do you think they're bringing somebody in from the UFC? Do you think somebody's coming down from 155? Like, what do you think Dave's talking about when he says they have something in mind for Kai?
I mean, Kai just keeps talking about the 155-pound division.
But then he didn't he say in the ring that I don't think I'm ready.
Ready. I know.
However he said it.
He keeps talking about it, and then he said that he wasn't ready for it. So is it somebody from 155? Probably less likely than it is for them to bring
Jeremy
in
Stevens?
somebody.
Is it Jeremy Stevens coming down to 145? Where he fought
don't know.
his entire career?
It's got to be someone coming to 145, and it might not be somebody on the roster. I mean, I truly don't have an idea.
Is it Alberto Blas? Like
people are saying.
Somebody were saying in the comment section over here?
No,
I wonder what it is, man.
I don't think so. I don't think it's Alberto Blas. I mean,
Blas wants to go down to 125.
Yeah,
Blas wants to go to 125 and fight Dotson. Why would he? I mean, I don't know. I wonder what it is, because
I don't think so.
this guy right here should be fighting for the fucking title.
Yep. That's what it should be. Will it be? It seems less likely now than it did yesterday before that show.
There's 3 guys on this card that should be fighting for a title next. I think Trinidad Snake should be fighting Trout for the 165. I think
Yep.
Brandon Allen should be fighting Kai Stewart for the 145. And I think that guy right there, Brian Atchison, Defiant Bryant at 3-0, should fight Chris Camozzi for the 205 title. That is an exciting fight. You take a look at that cruiserweight division. This is a fight that people would really be excited to tune in to see. That is two monster cruiserweights.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yes, it is. And Atchison fucking. Do
He's
you
a
remember
beast.
his first fight, man? Oh my God. What a
He knocked
fucking
out
monster.
fucking Josh Watson.
Yeah,
right?
Josh Watson is fucking huge.
275-pound Josh Watson got
Huge.
starched. And we love Josh, but let's call a spade here. He got starched by that guy right there.
Yes.
That dude is a powerhouse, and he's huge. I don't know how the hell he's a 205er. When we saw him out in Sturgis,
I know.
I interviewed him. I was 205 pounds. I'm interviewing him. He's fucking 5 inches taller than.
He's massive.
And I'm like, put your arm up against mine. I'm like, how are we the same? How do we weigh the same? It doesn't even fucking make sense.
I
He's
know.
like, oh.
He's like, I'm hollow. I'm hollow. There's nothing inside of me. Knock on me. It's you'll hear an echo. It'll sound like a tin can. Like, that's the only way, right? You look at the guy, you're like, I fucking feel like just his torso would be 205 pounds. You know, never mind.
All right, we're getting called out by a management company right now because we're not bringing up Jake Lindsay. The reason why we're not bringing up Jake Lindsay, Storm Management, we love you guys, is because Trinidad Snake's ranked #1 and he's undefeated.
Yes,
come on, let's stop. Jake Lindsay's next, or if
they fight each other,
or they fight each other. But
eliminator.
Rankings are in place for a reason. I think they should matter. And Trinidad Snake is winning every single fight they throw out in front of him. And he beat top fivers, and he's right there. He's ready.
I thought the title eliminator was him and Peg.
Right. It
originally.
Was. They admit.
And now
they
he
said
fought
it was.
again. Right. And now he fought again and won. So
right.
I just don't think it would be fair to take him being #1 this entire time, fighting for a title eliminator, winning that one, then doesn't get the title fight, fights again and wins, still #1. I don't think you should have to fight another title eliminator. He should at least go for the title unless they can't make the fight, right? If the fight can't happen for whatever reason, then obviously Lindsay's there. But he's definitely the next one after Snake. But Snake's just been sitting in that spot for so long. So
Snake is 6-0. Yeah, 6-0. In his last 3 fights, he beat Alvin Brito, Dustin Page, and then Gisola the other day. So it's like, come on, man. Let's do the right thing and give the guys that have fought their way to the #1 position the title shots. And that's Brandon Allen and Trinidad Snake. And Brian, I didn't see did the new rankings come out? Is Atchison ranked?
I'll look at it in a second. This fight, and I mean, obviously there's no title fights coming from this fight. Dallas Davison, quick work of Torres. He did a good job there. Louis Lopez and Armas went the distance. That was a good fight. Those guys put a good fight in against each other. I did enjoy that. I like both of these
Louis
guys.
Looked good.
So,
hey, Louis looked good, didn't he? He
looked good. He's definitely it seemed like he's much bigger than Armas, as we already kind of knew. Like, and it is what it is, but Armas held his own in there, and they had a good fight with each other. They did.
I give up on these fucking rankings. I mean,
the rankings. Did you see them or no? Roman Gage. This was a battle right here. This was a good battle. I enjoyed this fight. These girls beat the shit out of each other. It was good.
Hey, go back to that one just real quick on this one.
Yeah.
How did you have that fight? Because Gabby won the first 2 rounds, and the 3rd round was close, and Natalie won the last 2. Did you have the 3rd round for Natalie or Gabby?
I think I had Gage winning the fight.
Okay,
but listen, I don't when I watch the fights from home, I'm not scoring them that much. I just kind of watch, and I'm not really scoring them often. I just fucking enjoy the fight. So like when we get to the show, for me to go back and think about what round I had, what thing, I do not remember. I'm going to be completely honest. And I'm watching these fights in my house, fucking not completely focused sometimes. There's other things going on around here. So for me to give the fucking scores right now, I would have to go back and rewatch it. So I'm going to actually take that back, because I'm not officially saying I had Gage winning. I just, from what I remember, I thought she won the fight, but I'm probably wrong. I could be wrong.
I know that she had a really bad cut, and we don't have to get into all that. So Gabby is tough, and that was a tough loss for her. And let's just go ahead and wrap up these last couple here. We had Leo Bercier doing his thing. He's just absolutely, he should be probably ranked in the 205 division, to be honest with you. That fucking dude's.
I mean, offense to Nolan, but I didn't think that was a good jump in competition for him. I don't think he should have fought Bercier, but
no, I think Leo should probably be considered for the top 5 in that division. And then the opening fight there, it was a good night. It was a good night. The main card was awesome. I thought it was a good night of fights.
Rankings. Let's see.
Wow. Brian Atchison's not ranked.
He's not ranked.
He's not ranked. Nope. The top,
the
top
gonna
5
get me on this fucking, for whatever reason, the way it's gonna go. It's gonna be here in champions.
So you got Houston Alexander still at number 1. You got Mohawk Rodriguez number 2. Yeah. Sawyer DP number 3. Steve Townsend 4. Jeremy Smith 5.
I know pitcher. Why is there no champ?
I don't know. Chris Camosi's a champ. He should be in there.
Yeah.
They gotta get their shit together, dude. They gotta get their shit together. Anyways, there shouldn't have been a whole lot of change in the rankings anyway from this event. But there should have been a change in that cruiserweight division. Bryant Atchison should have jumped into that top 5. Yeah. 3-0 now. And I know he's only 2-0 in that division, but he's 3-0. Give me a break. Houston Alexander fought at heavyweight as well. So come on. The rest of them stay put. You're number 1, still number 1 at welterweight. You're number 1, still number 1 at fucking featherweight. And that's that, man. And Kai remains undefeated. King Kai is still the king.
Yep. Yes, sir. Well, it's been a good night. It's been a long night.
It is. It has been a good night. Real quick, Dynamic Life. Get over to @LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Check out Dynamic Life for sexual health, anti-aging, and weight loss. Get over there. Click the link in the bio. 20 seconds later, you could be a patient and check out the Rasha. I believe they have a new Instagram page, and I'm sorry for not knowing it off the top of my head. I could probably look it up real quick. I think it's @Rasha Elite. It used to be Rasha Revolution. It is now Rasha Elite. And hit the link in the bio there as well. Yeah, @Rasha Elite. Hit the link in the bio. That'll bring you to the website, which is www.therasha.com. And get your championship mindset. Get your conscious coherence, my friend. Mike, it's been a great show. Tomorrow night, we got a couple guests. Who do we have tomorrow night? I'm drawing a blank. It's been a long night, guys. We have Cody Vidal and the guy that he fought, Keith Richardson, not the rock star, the other Keith Richardson.
Not just so rock star.
It's weird that when I booked these
police officer,
I didn't even think about the fact that they fought each other. These two guys cracked. Yeah. These guys were cracking each other in LA. It was fucking awesome. So Cody Vidal tomorrow, followed by Keith Richardson. And then we're going to talk a little bit about, maybe we'll go outside the circle. We'll talk a little Tyson Paul and John Jones Stipe. What do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
All right. For everyone else, thank you very much. Make sure you hit the like button on the YouTube channel. And you guys all have a good night. Mike, anything else?
Nope. Peace.
Peace.